Okay, so we'll start with some corrective warm-up work. We're going to do a step and raise today in multiple directions. So keeping your back foot straight forward and your cat in front of you under the yoga mat. That's okay, great. You're going to step directly in front, keeping your back heel down. You're going to bend your front leg as much as you can to come into a bit of a calf stretch and then step back together. Then you're going to go out slightly to the side, so about a 15-degree angle-ish. Same thing, back together, out directly to the side, back together, and we'll just do that about 3 times per side. Really make sure that your back heel stays down the whole time. You can see that? Yeah. So as I'm stepping, you don't want to have this lift here. It should stay flat. So you're stepping and then you're just bending your leg as much as you can keep that back heel on the ground. And again, you've got all 3 planes of movement. And really sink into this lateral one. We're going to be moving into lateral lunges today, so we do want some mobility through our ankle. Hopefully everyone can see. Same thing, other side. So again, making sure your back foot stays down the whole time. Stepping directly in front, just bend that back leg enough to get a nice calf pull. Out at about a 15-degree angle. And then out directly to the side. Just 3 per direction per side. One more. Nice, and coming down into a hands and knees position on the floor. Just wait for the camera to catch up. There we go. We're going to go into your quadruped extension and rotation. So you're bringing one hand. I'm just going to move this light so that you guys can see me better. So you're going to move one hand down the back of your neck as far as you can, and then you're going to roll down towards your bottom arm, and then open up to the side. We'll just do 5 per side. Is this better? Yeah, looks better. So again, hand is going down as far down the back of my neck as I can reach. And then you're going in towards the bottom arm and opening up. Nice. Okay, so we'll start doing just a few seconds of squats to warm up. So hinging at your hips first, lowering back and down into the squat. Make sure you're thinking of extending fully up nice and tall as you come out of it versus shoving your hips super far forward. And we'll go into a skater's lunge, so feet are slightly wider than hip width apart. You're going to bend one leg, then shift directly across. This is a pretty good turnout for Saturday morning. That's nice. And switching through to an alternating reverse lunge. So you're stepping behind you, plant your back toe, you're going to drop down into a lunge, come back, feet together, and switch. Okay, and we'll go into inchworm walkouts to plank. We're just going to do 5 Just walking your hands out and in. You don't have to stand up in between, coming all the way through to a plank, and then back. Nice. Okay, so today we're going to do a 40-20 pairs workout. So there's going to be 2 pairs, and we'll do each pair 4 rounds through, and then you'll have about a 2-minute break in between pairs before we go on to the next one. Yeah, so pair number 1 will be a lateral lunge to the right, coming up to a hurdle step. So you're going to step out to the side just like you would with a regular lateral lunge, bending the leg that you stepped with, sitting back into the lunge. Then you're going to push off this leg and you're going to try and come all the way up to a hurdle step here and then back down. So you're really trying to find a nice balance point at the top before dropping back down into the lunge. So that's the first half of pair number 1. That's paired with inchworm walkouts. You can do them into a push-up if you want. You don't have to. I'm going to add a band around my wrist. This is just going to give me a bit more activation through my rotator cuff because I've got a shoulder that likes to do creative things, I'm going to say that. So if you have a small band and this is a really light resistance, you're welcome to put a small resistance band around your wrists and it will look like this. So with or without the band, hands and feet on the floor, walking out into the plank. You can add a push-up here if you want, and then walking back. Bend your legs as much as you need to make this comfortable. And again, the band is just having a little bit of resistance out to the side, so I'm having to push out into it, which helps me get a bit more stability through my shoulders. So if you have access to a TheraBand, it can be a really great option to add. So that's pair number 1. Pair number 2 is going to be your lateral lunge to the left. So we will have done 4 rounds stepping to the right, then you'll take a break, then we're going to do the next 4 rounds stepping to the left. So that'll be a left lateral lunge, coming up nice and tall, to a hurdle step. Really try and make sure you get your balance at the top here. That's paired with an exercise I call the top hat. It's a Pilates exercise and I can't remember their name for it, but it reminds me of putting on and taking off a top hat. So you're gonna lie on your back, and I'm just making sure that I've got a good angle here for you guys. You want to make sure that your lower back ribs are closed, so you're in a partial sit up here. Everything's pulled towards the floor. You're going to bring your legs up off the floor into tabletop. And then what you're going to do is you're going to pretend that you have a top hat on. And you're going to slide your hands along your ears to take the hat off, opening your legs out, and then come around. So top hat off, come around. So this is the other exercise we'll be doing. The more you open up as you take off your top hat, the harder it will be. Just make sure that you're not losing control through your pelvis or your ribs when you're opening up, right? So everything's staying really nice and stable as you open up and come around. So those are the 4 exercises. So you've got a lunge on each side, you've got your inchworm walkouts, and we've got the top hat. Again, it's 40 on, 20 off. So we will be starting stepping to the right in a lunge. And you will stay stepping to the right for all 4 rounds of this first pair, so don't switch legs. We will go in 5 seconds. In 3, 2, 1, we are going. So stepping to the right, coming up nice and tall through the hurdle step, dropping down again. I forgot to say that if you wanted to add load to this, you could. I don't want to. It's Saturday. Make sure you get a nice balance at the top. Got 10 seconds left. Stop. So in 20 seconds, you're going on to your inchworm walkout. So if you're using a band, get a band. Otherwise, just make sure you have enough space to do these. And remember, you can always add a push-up at the end if you want. We're going in 5, in 3, 2, 1, go. So think about keeping your ribs pulled up a little bit as you walk out. And you want nice, wide abdominals. So everything for your abs is engaged, not just the front. We've got about 6 seconds left. And stop. So we're stepping to the right again, so same side for the lunge, and we're going in about 15 seconds. In 5, in 3, 2, 1, and we're going. So stepping to the right, coming up nice and tall through the hurdle step. That's about halfway. And stop, back on those inchworms. So if you want, you can also walk your hands out past plank. You just want to make sure that your ribs stay in as you do it. So instead of stopping here in a plank, you could keep going and open through your armpit a bit more. That will make it way less fun. And go. So that means that instead of stopping with my hands under my shoulders, I would keep walking out as far as I can. Which I almost don't have space for. So when you walk out past the plank, you want to kind of think of keeping your hips and your ribs a little bit higher than you would in a regular plank, just to make sure that everything is really supported. And stop. So we've got 2 more on this round. We're back on our right side. In 5, in 3, 2, 1, go. Oops, falling over. That's halfway. Stop. Second last inchworm. In 5, 3, 2, 1, go. About halfway. And that's stop. Last one, stepping to the right. So this is your last round on this pair. In 5. And we're going, stepping out to the side, coming up nice and tall. 10 seconds left. And stop. Last inchworms. In 3, 2, 1, go. Walking out. Make sure you're keeping your ribs kind of pulled together in the front. Seconds left. Stop. Okay, we'll do about 90 seconds and then we'll go on to the next pair, which will be stepping out to the left in your lateral lunge. So grab some water, go in about a minute 10 from now. We'll see if I get lucky and can actually repost this later. I have failed both times I attempted to do that. But the last time, I truly believe it was Instagram's fault. It crashed in the middle of me trying to save it. So fingers crossed that this works this time. Go for round 2 in about 30 seconds. Looks like some people are having some connection issues. So again, we're stepping to the left into a lateral lunge, coming up nice and tall, stepping out to the side again. And that's paired with the top hat. So that's the one where you're lying on your back, ribs and lower back are pulled into the floor, and you're gonna take the hat off, bring your arms around. All right, we're gonna go in 10. In 3, and go. So stepping out to the side, coming up nice and tall through the hurdle step. Okay. Got about 15 seconds left. Stop. Okay, lying down, going into the top hat. Okay, so that means lower back and ribs are pulled into the floor. You're in a partial sit-up position with your feet off the ground. And we are going. So you're taking the hat off, straightening your legs, then bringing your arms around again. Keeping everything between your ribs and your hips nice and stable. You got about 10 seconds left. Stop. Back on that left side, hurdles, lateral lunge. Now we're going in 3, 2, 1, go. Stepping out to the side, coming up nice and tall. Make sure you find that balance point. 15 seconds. Stop. Back to the top hat. See if there's space for me to do this facing the other direction. Maybe not. Still got 10 seconds. In 3, 2, 1, go. So taking the hat off, bringing your arms around. Fifteen seconds. Stop. Back on your lateral lunge. We've got 2 rounds of each left. In 3, 2, 1, go. Stepping out to the side, coming up nice and tall. Ten seconds. Stop. Second last top hat. In 5, in 3, 2, 1, go. Really think of breathing into the sides of your abdominals for this one. Twenty seconds left. Stop. Last one of each. In 3, 2, 1, go. Ten seconds. Stop. Last exercise. Going in 5, in 3, 2, 1, go. Opening out, back in. 10 seconds. Stop. Nice work. Okay, that's the workout. If you missed it, I am going to try and repost this later, but we'll go into 90, 90, 90 for now. Just for those of you that did all those lateral lunges, we'll get into those hips. So again, that's 90 degrees through the front leg, 90 degrees between the back thigh, front thigh, and then 90 degrees in the back leg. If you're getting a lot of cramping through your back hip, just put a small pillow under your front hip. That should relieve some of the pressure. And then you're going to come forward over that front knee to open up through your glutes. Today was a short one, so you guys can get back to your Saturday time. And you can walk towards your heel, so just a little bit. So what I've done here is I've turned my torso towards my front heel just a little bit, and then I come forward. Again, disclaimer, I'm an acrobat. Most of you won't make the shape with your body quite the same way. That's fine. When you're stretching, you want to stay at about a 4 out of 10 or lower in terms of stretch sensation. Pushing through an intense stretch won't necessarily help and could actually cause your nervous system to kind of lock down into a protective mode, which means you really won't get anything out of it. And we can switch to the other side. So again, 90, 90, 90, putting a pad under the front hip if you're feeling a lot of cramping through here, and then coming forward, ouch, over the front knee. My camera keeps trying to adjust and it's not helpful. I'm looking over here because I have what I am filming up on the television so I can see when I'm on frame easier and not just constantly looking off to the side for no reason. And shifting, so you're turning over your front heel and coming more towards the front heel than the front knee. Really try and keep your spine long the whole time you're doing this, so you don't want to be rounded over your front leg. You only want to go as far as you can keep your back nice and tall. Okay, and we'll finish with what I did a couple sessions ago, which was some nerve flossing for your hamstrings. So you want to lie down on your back. What's the best angle? I think I'll do it this way. Yeah. Lie down on your back, and you're going to have one knee pulled slightly into your chest, head's on the floor. You're going to point your toe and extend as far as is comfortable. Then you're going to flex and lower again. So you'll just do about 15 at this pace. And what this is doing is it's putting slight tension on your sciatic nerve and the nerves that innervate the back of your leg. And it's just encouraging them to relax a little bit. So you can have a lot of things that inhibit flexibility, but if one of them is nerve tension, traditional stretching won't necessarily help that. So this is a really nice supplement. If you're constantly feeling like your hamstrings are tight, give this a shot before you do any of your other normal hamstring stretches and see what it does for you. I have completely lost count, so I'm going to pretend we have 3 more. And then you're moving to the other leg. So I'm really not pushing into a crazy stretch for this. Again, you're pointing as far as you can and then flex and pull. So what I'm looking for is just a mild stretching or pulling sensation, and then I flex my foot and come back down. If this is already really intense for you, you can grab like a scarf or something so you're not pulling your knee into your chest as far, and then use that as well. That's totally a great option if you have super, super tight hamstrings. And I think we have about 4 more. Nice. Okay, so thanks for joining me, the few of you that managed to make it on Saturday morning. We will be running these Instagram Lives probably about once a week-ish for the next little bit, but we also do have our online membership open now. So if that's something you're interested in, which would involve a 2-way camera if you're comfortable, so I can see you and correct you as well as you seeing me, you can just email us or private message us on Instagram, and we'll get you guys set up with that. Okay, have a really awesome Saturday, and cross your fingers that I managed to repost this one. I'll see you guys soon. Nice work. It was really good to see you, Aaron.